So I want to explain my fiduciary role. So the first thing I'll do is I'll start out with more of a legal definition of it, if you will. As a fiduciary, my legal and ethical responsibility is to act in your best interest always. That means putting your goals ahead of mine, avoiding conflicts of interest, and making recommendations based solely on what's best for you. It's not just a standard, it's a commitment to trust, it's a commitment to transparency, and it's a commitment to accountability. Now that we got the more Webster's Dictionary version of this out of the way, I want to go into a few examples, in fact, 5 areas I would call them, of client interaction that we have and how the fiduciary role plays a pivotal part in that. The first one I want to touch on is investment selection. So when we are looking at investments, we are looking and analyzing investments and recommending ETFs, for instance, that are the lowest cost we can possibly find for our clients, the most diversification that we can find. Now, we're doing that in place of what happens at other firms that don't have this fiduciary role, where they might be more incentivized to recommend high commission products, which create more revenue for their company. So for our situation and having that fiduciary role, we're not incentivized by kickbacks or commissions. So your advice is based solely on what aligns best for your plan and your risk profile. The second area that I want to touch on is transparency, right? And it comes in the form of our communication with clients. Everything from our fees to the risks with our investments to potential conflicts that we might have in providing advice are always laid out ahead of time before any decisions are made by our clients or potential clients for that matter. So our clients, they end up knowing exactly what they're paying for and why. And we feel that this is the number one way for us to build trust and keep our relationships as clean as we possibly can. The third area I like to talk about that comes up with our clients in our fiduciary role is portfolio stress testing. And what this means is we'll take our client's portfolio and we'll stress test it to various market scenarios, 2008 style scenarios, dot-com bubble scenarios, COVID pullback scenarios. And we'll show our clients the potential volatility that lies in their portfolio so that they can have really clear expectations for what we call rainy day looks like in their portfolio. And by doing this, we're more focused on safeguarding their future and not just chasing returns or the latest and greatest fad in investing. We look at it from the standpoint of providing long-term stewardship versus short-term salesmanship. And again, that really goes back into that effort where you'll see by not being bound by commissions, we can do things and we are solely aligned with our clients to offer advice, products, and portfolio building that's based off of their wealth and protecting their future. The fourth area I'd like to look at when it comes to our fiduciary role is holistic planning. And a prime example of this is when we're planning with our clients for what's best for their wealth building future. One that comes up from time to time is paying down high interest debt before investing, right? So that might mean less for my firm, which doesn't make us as much money, but by prioritizing our clients' financial situations in the long term, we're going to build them a higher wealth. And when they're doing better, so are we. The last one I'd like to bring up is the family-centric advice portion of this. And it's things like evaluating for clients whether they want to send their kids to private school versus 529 funding. Also looking at custodial accounts for their kids, estate planning, right? Tax planning, everything that affects the family, and providing that advice, which varies greatly based off of what our clients' overall intentions are, what goals, what things are most important to them that make their plans unique. And when you take all these 5 areas that we talked about and you put them together, we have long conversations with our clients about that, and we match their portfolio to this advice, the stress testing, the communication, the low fee investment selection process, and build a portfolio that really matches them and matches their goals for what they want out of their wealth in the future.